Hi all, I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum. Today is Thursday, January 23rd, 2020, and you're watching a special edition of WGAN-TV. So excited, in the mail from Hong Kong. Labpano sent me a Pilot 1 360 camera, and we're going to do an unboxing of it. And unfortunately, they've asked me to embargo today's show until 10 a.m. Monday Eastern Time, February 10th, 2020. So actually about a little more than 2 weeks from the time that I've gotten this. So anyway, they've just put an embargo on any media showing anything and talking about the camera that we're all receiving. And so I'm excited. I'm going to do an unboxing for you. Came from China, pretty small box. We're going to open up the Labpano Pilot 1 camera. So I got a note from them that I actually should read it to you, because it says, please note the Pilot 1 you received is a test camera. Its packaging, hardware, appearance, and software features are not the final version. The hardware and software of the final version will be significantly improved. Okay, so there's the disclaimer, but notwithstanding, I thought I'd show you what I received. And I have got a sharp knife and scissors. This thing is packed really well. I'm particularly excited about this this Pilot 1 for two reasons. I was really eager to test it out. The first is if you've read in the We Get Around Network forum, WGANforum.com, if you happen to be watching us on our YouTube channel or Roku channel, I've written that 2020 is the year of Google Street View. Notwithstanding a slight hiccup that all of us photographers are experiencing trying to publish to Google right now. I'm sure that in the big picture, long term, that's just a kind of a hiccup in the process, and we'll get through that. But I think what's happening is all these 360 cameras that are coming out, in fact, there's more than 50 360 cameras right now. And these 360 cameras just keep getting better and better and better in terms of the quality, and the cost keeps coming down, and the seamless integration with Google, add a little GPS to that, and you make it easy, fast, and seamless for anyone to publish to Google Street View at an affordable price. And I think this Pilot 1 might kind of fit in that category. I don't know if it's the the Pilot error is being maybe the professional version, and this Pilot 1 is maybe a little bit more consumer or prosumer version, priced at $1,200 US. But I guess if you pre-order it, you can get a free GPS module. Okay, so I'm making some progress opening it up. Incidentally, it had some nice blue packing tape that actually says Labpano. That's the new name for a piece of tech. And I think I like Labpano better. It's a little bit easier to pronounce, a little bit stronger in terms of consonants. And isn't this nice? They gift wrapped it. So even though this is a little test, this is the test cameras that are being sent out to media. It's nicely gift wrapped. So I give them props for that. That's cool. It's got a little social security number there, or a serial number, SN. Imagine that might be important. So I'm just slicing my wrapping paper open. I wonder if I should do it like the holiday gifts and try and save it and reuse it. And the second reason that I'm really excited about getting to test the camera is the Pilot Tour service, the platform that Labpano has for hosting a tour. And I'm just like you. I'm reading their website, trying to figure it out as much as I can. And it looks like there's some automated process of making it easy, fast, and seamless to publish 360s to the Labpano Pilot Tour platform that might mean I might not have to link them all together in some constellation process that I really don't want to do that. So I'm really interested to see if that's in fact the case. So anyway, I can already tell the box is not large enough to hold a GPS module. So unfortunately, if and when until Labpano sends me the GPS unit, I really don't have an easy, fast, and seamless way to use this camera to publish to Google Street View. So I have high hopes that when that GPS module is available, that Labpano will send me one so I can test it out with Google Street View, because that's actually what I think is going to be the most exciting use case for me for this camera. All right, so I'm just opening the box here. Can you see? Ah, beautiful. So there's the camera. So small. Okay, nothing else in this box. Okay, so I just want to show you. It's got some place for me to grab the camera. So it looks like this whole piece comes out here. Okay, and there's some more pieces. I guess my green screen's a little bit distracting there. It's distracting to me, I apologize. So there's some pieces in this box. We'll look at that in a second. And then I'm going to pull out the camera. They got some nice place to put my fingers and kind of actually packed in there pretty good. So it'll take me a little bit to pull that out, which is okay. So that's just a piece of packaging. I'll put that aside. And there's the actual camera. This is really teeny. This is, you know, if like an 8K camera with 4 lenses, this is really teeny. It does feel somewhat substantive in terms of weight. It's a little over 10 ounces. That's 288 grams. So let's see, I'm going to show you one side. And on this side, it's a handwritten 22. So that must mean at least 22 people have received a test Pilot 1 camera from Labpano. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so this is a good point to see. It's got the consumer grade mount, so that's interesting in itself. So that says I was actually going to put this on a professional tripod mount, and I could do that, but I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to well, I'll leave this here, because what I'll do is I'll put a little adapter on here so I can put the camera on it. So I want to have you be able to see the camera. You know, there was some instructions in the packaging about take the film off the lenses, and I just don't believe that actually has film on top of the lenses. And I'm going to guess that's, again, because this is a test camera and it's not the actual camera that's going to be shipping. It's probably close, that it wasn't packed up exactly how when you buy one of these things that you would get it. So I'm just using a little lens cloth here just to see if I can see if there's any kind of covering, and I just don't think there is. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on top of my tripod. So I got a professional tripod there, and I did a little adapter to get to that size. I wasn't actually quite sure what size mount that was going to be. So that's cool. All right, so you can see that okay? All right, cool, because I want to see what else is in the box. Okay, I don't know if I tell you, that's going to bother me. I'm going to take that off of this. I'm sorry. That's just a little bit too high for me to look at it with you. So I'm going to take that off. And I put the camera down just for a second. I'm going to bring it back up here. So I'm going to take this Nodal Ninja Panotech pole off. I have a little tripod that I have. It's a Manfrotto M-Base CONVR plus a little pole. I'm going to attach that to this. I think that'll make sense. Anyway, I just wanted to be able to have the camera in front of me while I was talking so you can see the camera while I'm doing other stuff. I'm not saying that I have the right pole for this camera, but you might look in the We Get Around Network forum. I posted 9 different tripod, monopod mounts that have gotten a lot of press coverage, write-ups, forum members, We Get Around Network forum members writing about them. So I've given you 9 great options in terms of tripods, monopods, whatever you want to call them. And I don't think all of them would necessarily be appropriate for this camera. And this camera may be a little bit heavier than when you think about a Ricoh Theta Z1, for example. So be really careful. You just want to make sure that you don't lose your camera in the wind, kind of thing. Okay, so that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to bring it down a little bit. So, okay, I can see that. So I'm going back to the box. And I'm going to open the box, a little container, other box inside. And I don't even know if the final version is going to be like that. Okay, there's a lens cleaning cloth. Great. I didn't need the one I had. All kinds of stuff. Okay, so just there's that empty box. Okay, and there's a mount. So, you know, let me see. I'm trying to guess what that mount would be for. There's a little power. So this would be, I want to say, yeah, this is a type C USB that's come with it. I have some notes: USB, PD, 2 fast charger, 2.0 fast charger, USB 3.1 data transfer. I don't want to get too geeky on the specs because I think that's something you can just go to their website and it's nicely organized and check it out. panolab.com. Looks like they got their new site up. So that says, okay, you see that on there. And then it's got a little wrapping around it. So I'm going to see if I can scoop that off, that piece off. I'm going to plug this in. Okay, good. Came a nice little case. I think kudos in terms of the case because it actually has a clip to put on your belt, and that's something that I would like. I don't know if that's substantive enough for me for a $1,200 camera. I might put my own clip on there instead of this one, but we'll see. But I like that because the case can hang on my belt. And then it's got a drawstring, okay? Says Labpano on it, and it feels kind of cushy. And it's a good question about what this piece is. I guess that was, let's unscrew it, take a look. I'm gonna guess, yeah, that's okay, now I understand. Okay, this makes total sense to me, is because the charger is down here, see if you can see that type C. If I want to put this in here to charge, and I have my tripod, then I need to have that extender in order to get the clearance to be able to charge or to actually run battery, run off current. So I think probably an example would be if I was doing either a live stream or I've run out of juice during a shoot or I needed to be charging, but I wanted to keep it on my pole. So that's actually what that piece is for. So I don't think I have one in front of me, but there's an extender that I've bought to use with a Ricoh Theta camera, and so this looks like the Labpano version of it. I'm sure that the one you get from Amazon or whatever for that particular piece would be fine too. Okay, so I got it sitting on top of my tripod, and what I see is a place to turn the camera on right here. I have no idea whether it's shipped with power. I'm going to hold that for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Look at that. It actually turned on. Now I'm reading backwards. Let me see what I can see in a second. Okay, it's loading. So cool. It actually shipped 54% battery, and it says it's 7:36. So the time is just, I'm on Eastern time, so it's 6:36 p.m. Eastern time Thursday, and this camera says 7:36, but that's pretty close, came in. So it automatically launched camera, gallery, live, and settings. And so that's pretty good right out of the box. I don't need to charge it in order to even start playing with it. What else can I tell you about it? Again, I would just send you to the website Labpano for the specs, but I think probably one of the coolest things, I want to take it off here for a second. Okay, I'm going to drop my tripod here, and it really is the size. You know, this is crazy in terms of size. This is an 8K camera with 4 lenses. It's actually 4 Sony sensors. The battery, I don't know if this is a good thing or bad thing. There'll probably be a whole discussion on this, but the battery's built. The battery itself is built in. And I know some of us like batteries built in, some of us don't like batteries built in, but you're supposed to get a 2-hour continuous 8K shooting. So I guess what I would say, you know, if you were doing street view and you were doing, you know, a section of the street in front of a business, you know, 2 hours is going to be plenty. It's going to be one less thing to carry or to fall apart or fall off. I think if you're trying to do, you know, 8 hours or 6 hours of Google Street View, then you know, you probably really want the solution, the Pilot Air or yet another camera. So I'm guessing that that's probably you know, perfectly fine that the battery's actually built in this camera. I haven't read far enough in advance to know if I could take it out, but I truly want to say in this particular version, it's built in and there's no battery to pop out. And so you're good for about 2 hours for 8K continuous shooting or live streaming. And you know, after that, fortunately, you know, with your Type-C connector, that little extender there, that I'm sure you could set it up so in your nadir you're not going to see all that much if you're using if you got it attached to a battery, and you'd probably be good to go. So so that's the Labpano Pilot 1. So as I mentioned, today is Thursday, January 23rd. I can't release this video publicly until 10 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday, February 10th, 2020. So it kind of gives me a little over 2 weeks to play with it, to create yet another, you know, video and to write about it in the We Get Around Network forum and publish that concurrently in the We Get Around Network forum. So my first pass at writing about it and any other video that I create also will not be public until the same time. So if you're curious about my first impressions playing with it, over the course of the next 2 weeks, then join us in the We Get Around Network Forum, WGAN-Forum.com, and join the conversation. So if you got questions, there's at least, I'm guessing, 22 of us that have a test camera, and happy to answer your questions as best I can. I could imagine that some of the other media outlets that have received this camera are interested in features that maybe for our community of professional real estate photographers who are mostly interested in either spherical photography to create a virtual tour, a walk around, or for Google Street View. I think it'll be nice. I'll still go play with doing a live stream because I'm curious about that. And I'll still play with some of the features about recording video. But frankly, I look forward to seeing what the other reviewers who are really interested in pushing the limits of video, etc. So anyway, that's what I know. And I'm going to go play with it some and get back to you all publicly after 10 a.m. Eastern Time on February 10th, 2020. Super excited that Labpano was kind enough to send me one. Oh, I should mention, so maybe this is cool. For me, it's exciting. It turns out my wife and I are going on a cruise. It's our 25th wedding anniversary. We're going to be going on a Western Caribbean cruise. The piece that's most exciting for us, it happens to be an Argentine tango dancing cruise, and that's something my wife and I have been doing for 11 plus years. And I've gotten permission from my wife to bring my toy with me onto the cruise. So in the Labpano, people agreed to let me hold on to the camera longer than the typical 30-day try it out and then send it back to us. So I'm going to hold on to it for a cruise in March, and that cruise leaves out of Miami. We'll be staying at a hotel the night before, a nice hotel. So I'll use this to shoot a 360 tour in the hotel the night before. I hope to shoot our cabin. Got a nice suite to celebrate our anniversary, and then some shots around the ship, and hopefully some of the island shots as well. So I probably have some nice beauty shots to shoot as a result of the timing that my wife and I are going on a cruise, and we'll be in a hotel. And so I'm just hoping that sometime between now and the time I got to give the camera back, that a GPS module shows up so I can take the camera for a spin doing Google Street View. There's a number of streets I want to try it on, and there's a number of public parks that I would just love to give it a try. Here in Atlanta, the Beltline is just an amazing concept, and I would really like to walk the Beltline. Some portion, I think it's 22 miles. I'd like to see if I could walk a couple miles, creating some Google Street View blue lines. And as far as I know, there aren't any blue lines. There's no Google Street View presently of the Atlanta Beltline. So I'd love to use this camera to be first. So fingers and toes crossed that the GPS module shows up. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm Dan Smigrod, founder of the We Get Around Network Forum, and you've been watching a special edition of WGAN-TV, live to tape instead of live. I wish I could say this is doing a live show with this, but we're actually just recording this for you. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please do check out the We Get Around Network Forum, WGANForum.com.